If you're researching investing in today's market, you've probably heard a lot about investing apps. What's the big deal? Back in the dark days before smartphones, you had to go through a stockbroker to make investments. This was an actual person who would buy and sell stocks on your behalf. They'd also take a commission, so you'd lose a little bit of your money every time you made a transaction. With an investing app, you do all the buying and selling yourself, right from your smartphone. This is way more convenient than using a stockbroker, and you don't have to worry about any pesky commissions. But there are dozens of apps, and some of them are way better than others. How do you know what's what? Here's a quick rundown of the top 9 investing apps, along with a few of their standout features. All of these apps are insured by the SIPC and FDIC, so if the company goes out of business, your investments are protected for up to $500,000. Coming in at number 9 on our list, there's Mint. Mint isn't technically an investment app. It's a full-featured financial management app that lets you see where all your money is. You can link it with your bank account, your credit cards, and your investments, and it will show an overall picture of your financial health. You'll still need to make your investments through another platform, which is definitely a drawback. But in terms of free financial management tools, it's one of the best in the business. The thing that really makes Mint stand out is the fact that it allows you to label each transaction. Then, when you spend money at the same place, Mint will automatically label the new transaction. When you're reviewing those transactions later on, you'll have the option to sort them by label. This makes it easy to figure out how much you're spending on gas, groceries, and other major categories. Then you can find opportunities for savings. You'll also be able to view your credit score at any time without a hard credit check. Moving up to number 8, there's Personal Capital. Like Mint, this is more of a management tool than a straight-up investment tool, but it's also a bit more powerful. You can tell Personal Capital your retirement goals, and it will track how well your investments are doing against those goals. The neat thing about this feature is that Personal Capital takes a lot of the guesswork out of finding your retirement number. They ask you how much you spend per month, when you want to retire, and even how long you expect to live. From there, the app will tell you whether or not you're on track to meet your goals. You can update your information at any time. For example, if you have a child, or if your income requirements change. This is a great app to have if you're concerned about retirement savings. Coming in at number 7 is Acorns. Acorns is an automatic savings app that invests your money for you. It works by rounding up your purchases to the nearest dollar and investing the money in a fund. For example, let's say you grab a fast food breakfast for $8.49. Acorns would round that up to $9 and deposit the difference, 51 cents, in your investment account. On the one hand, Acorns is easy to use. You just set it up and let the app do the work for you. It also has an intuitive interface and lets you choose how to invest your money. You can put your money into more conservative or more aggressive investments, depending on what you're comfortable with. On the other hand, the fees are too high for what you're getting. At the end of the day, Acorns is a digital coin jar, and they charge a minimum of $1 per month for their basic service. That's $12 a year to manage what's probably not a lot of money, $100 or $200. The irony is that Acorns is marketed as a starter app for young people, but it's really a better idea for people who spend a lot of money with a lot of transactions. Otherwise, the fees just eat up too much of what you're putting in. Number 6 on our list is Wealthfront. Wealthfront is an investment management app that takes care of allocating your money for you. It will invest in a mixture of funds and individual stocks that are appropriate for your needs. This is obviously not ideal if you're a hobbyist or for anyone who wants to direct their own investments. But it's awesome if you don't know much about the stock market and want to have an expert choose the best investments for you. There is a fee for Wealthfront, but it's a percentage, not a fixed number. You'll be charged 0.25% of your fund's value per year, which is very reasonable. By comparison, the average annual stock market return is 10%, so the service is not taking a huge cut of your earnings. Moving up to number 5, we have Vanguard. Vanguard is one of the old traditional stock brokerages, so they've been around for longer than most investment apps. That said, their business is still built on a traditional model. This isn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. It all depends on what you need. Back in 1992, Vanguard was somewhat of an innovator in their own right. They offered the first modern index fund, VTSAX. This fund consisted of stocks from across a variety of sectors, in companies big and small. Rather than focusing on a particular category, the goal was to capture a representative sample of the US economy. The theory was that any one stock or even business sector could have a good or a bad year. However, the economy as a whole tends to go up, about 10% per year on average. The same way that Robinhood gave us the modern investment app, Vanguard gave us the first modern index fund. Vanguard has a solid track record, and you can buy the ETF version of their fund, VTI, for as little as $1. The downside is that their website looks old, it's hard to navigate, information is difficult to locate, and they'll show you pages of charts instead of one sortable dynamic chart. But if you don't mind the old-school layout, Vanguard is a great service, and you should check them out. At number 4, we have Fidelity. Fidelity is another traditional investment house that also offers a smartphone app. Their offerings are heavy on retirement investments, particularly retirement savings for people with higher net worth. Perhaps their best feature is that they offer what's called a quote-unquote mega backdoor Roth conversion. The details are a bit complicated, but this is a way to use your 401k to put as much as $59,000 at a time into a tax-deferred Roth IRA. In fact, because it's so complicated, most investment apps and even many brick-and-mortar companies won't let you do it. This alone would make Fidelity well worth considering if you have a high net worth. Fidelity also has access to some of the world's best market makers. Remember, when you're buying a stock, you're actually buying it from another person or investment house. A market maker is a business that specializes in connecting buyers and sellers. Depending on the market maker, you can get a higher or lower price on the stock than the listed market value. Fidelity's market makers have a track record of getting the best available price 96% of the time. Coming in at number 3 is Robinhood, the original investment app. This isn't to say that other companies were not offering online trading before Robinhood, but Robinhood was the first to be built as an app from the beginning. Robinhood is useful for a few reasons. To begin with, there are no fees whatsoever. This is great for beginning investors. Why would you want to pay fees when you're just starting out? Not only that, but the interface is perfect for beginners as well. It's easy to understand and you can quickly find the stocks you're interested in. You can even invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. That said, Robinhood does have some limitations. Bitcoin transactions are not supported in all states, and there is no way to spend your coins or transfer them to a crypto wallet. There's also been a lot of drama surrounding the company in the last year, which has made some investors nervous. Still, Robinhood maintains a strong user base and stands to grow even larger over the course of 2021. Not only that, but you can get free stocks by referring your friends. It's tough to beat free. At number 2 on our list, we have M1 Finance. This is another company that cut its teeth in the digital age, so it was built as an app from the ground up. As a result, you'll get a cleaner, more intuitive user interface than you will with apps from many of the older companies. The neat thing about M1 Finance is their special investment system, which they call the pie. The pie is the simplest pie chart that shows how you want to allocate your investments. You can do this on a percentage basis. For example, you could put 30% of your money into Amazon, 30% into Tesla, and 40% into an index fund ETF. Then, every time you deposit money in your M1 account, the money will be distributed that way. As a result, this app is a great choice for beginners who want a system that's easy to understand. The only major downside of M1 Finance is that you can only designate a window for your trades. You can't actually make an instant sale or purchase without paying for their subscription service. On the other hand, everything else they do is 100% free. Moving up to number 1, we get to Webull. Webull is awesome because they do literally everything. They let you trade in stocks, bonds, ETFs, cryptocurrency, and retirement funds. They also provide 4 free stocks when you invest $100, and a ton of analytics tools. The only drawback to Webull is that their interface is very complex. With so many features, there is a lot of data to track. This makes Webull great for experienced investors or hobbyists who want a ton of stats. It's less well-suited to beginners. All of these apps are worth checking out, and all of them have their own unique benefits. If you look in the description for this video, you'll find links to the last 2 we discussed, M1 Finance and Webull. Both are affiliate links that help the channel when you use them to sign up. Now that you know which investing app to use, watch this video about how to invest your first $1,000.